All right, guys. Welcome to NBA Trade Deadline live stream. It is your boy Luca Rosano back with another stream. I know I haven't streamed in a while, man. It's like my first stream in 3 months almost, but I had to get out of streaming retirement for this one, man. NBA Trade Deadline. We're 20 minutes away from it being like the 1-3 finale where usually things happen. So starting the stream a little bit earlier, and we will see what is going to happen, guys. But welcome to the stream. Hit a thumbs up. It does help the algorithm a ton. Please subscribe to the channel if you are new. As you can see, guys, we're only 3 subs away from 29.1K. So let's definitely hit that, and let's see what craziness is going to happen here over the next couple hours. The biggest news I feel dropped last night at like close to 2 a.m. Like, I was shocked. First, the Jakob Poeltl stuff happened, which I'll get to in a little bit. But then at 1:30, Kevin Durant gets traded to the Phoenix Suns out of nowhere. I couldn't believe it. I dropped a couple of shorts on the channel just because, I don't know, I didn't feel like making a full video at like 2 a.m. But that was absolutely insane, man. Like, Kevin Durant going to the Phoenix Suns. I did not see that coming. I thought the Brooklyn Nets were going to keep Kevin Durant. That's what the reports were saying. But Phoenix looks like one of the teams to beat now in the West, if not the team to beat. But then the Jakob Poeltl stuff happened at 1, and I want to get everybody's opinion on it because I dropped a quick reaction on the channel via short right when the news dropped at like 1:20 or 1:10 a.m. But a new update from Michael Grange came out, and this is interesting. Now I don't know how I feel about this move, and I want to get your guys' opinion, but Michael Grange saying, per Michael Scotto on Hoops Hype, the details on the Raptors picks in the Poeltl trade, the Spurs are going to get a 2024 first-round pick, protected number one through 6, in 2024, 2025, and 2026. Raptors also sent unprotected 2023 and 2025 second-round picks as part of the deal. So to my knowledge, this means that if the Raptors finish between number 1 through 6 in 24, 25, 26, that goes to the Spurs. So all of a sudden, that seems like, damn, that's kind of a bit of a gamble on the Raptors part, because you're almost telling yourself, like, we better be a contender or we better be in the thick of things, because if we're a lottery team, then one of those picks can go to the Spurs. That's to my knowledge. Now, I got to look into it more, but yeah, I mean, I don't know. What is everybody's reaction to that trade as everybody is on in here? What's going on, everyone? Welcome to NBA Trade Deadline Day. What's going on, Nicholas? What's going on, Freddie? What's going on, Mr. T-Rex? What's going on, Patham, Theodore? You dodged those 10 o'clock night games. Yep. Oh, Raptors need to trade OG, shooting ASAP. Oh, Raptors want a center. It's a good trade, not a great trade. Where's OG going? Luca, where do you think Gary Trent Jr., Fred VanVleet is going? What's going on, TFC on the road? Yeah, so after trading Poeltl, basically my take is this, guys. I want to see what the Raptors are going to do next. Because if this is all the Raptors do, I am just as confused as going into yesterday of what direction this team is taking. Because, like, to my understanding, this is probably a retooling. You get a much-needed center. You bring in Jakob Poeltl. But if the Raptors now don't offload like an OG Anunoby or Fred VanVleet and get a ton of assets back, it's like this team is trying to really go for it. Like, what is their direction? I really don't know where the Raptors stand if this is all they're doing. Now, I expect the Raptors to make a deal today. I think it could be in the form of OG or Fred VanVleet for a ton of picks and hauls in return. And actually, there was a report that came out like 2 a.m. last night that because of the Kevin Durant move, Western Conference teams are now ramping up inquiring about OG, because it looks like the West, it's the Wild Wild West. Everybody is buying in the Western Conference. Everybody has a shot, it seems, in the Western Conference to make it to the NBA Finals. So a guy like OG would help bolster a contender's chances in a crowded West. So, you know, can a team like the Pelicans put together an intriguing package? Can a team like the Grizzlies, who I think need to make a move in wake of all the craziness that has gone on, can they put together a package? We will see. But I do expect the Raptors to make another trade, and it being OG or Fred VanVleet offloading where they get a ton of assets in return. If that's not the case, it seems like the Raptors think in their minds they can still go for it and compete in the playoffs. I don't know if I like that direction. As I said in videos past, I think this Raptors team was better off suited, getting as much talent as they can now in terms of assets and picks and building for the future. But this move for Poeltl, if that's all it is, it seems like the Raptors would be stuck in no man's land, because I think it's clear to see the top three teams in the East are the Bucks, who made a move. They just brought in Crowder. The Celtics just made a move. They brought in Muscala. The 76ers, like, those are my top three teams in the East, and I don't think the Raptors come close to any of those three teams. I had the Nets there, but obviously the Nets imploded. They traded away everybody, so there goes my Nets NBA Finals pick. That ended up being a terrible pick, but it's not my fault. They all asked for trades. But yeah, guys, so I do expect some more deals, and I do expect the Raptors to make a splash today. If not, I will be very surprised. And look, the Jakob Poeltl move, it makes sense because the Raptors do need a center, and he obviously has great familiarity with this organization. It will be a great fit, in my opinion, but he's going to enter unrestricted free agency. So now the Raptors have Jakob Poeltl, Gary Trent Jr., Fred VanVleet, all headed for unrestricted free agency. You can't pay all those guys. And to my understanding, I mean, if the Raptors traded for Jakob Poeltl and you're willing to give up what you gave up in terms of picks, you probably are going to keep them past the summer. So then the Raptors have a decision to make. Okay, who are we going to keep? Gary Trent Jr. or Fred VanVleet? So that is why, I didn't even mention Gary Trent Jr.'s name yet, but that is why maybe it makes sense you trade one of Fred VanVleet or Gary Trent Jr. because you're not going to be able to pay both of those guys. And then you don't want to run the risk of losing one of those guys for nothing. So in my opinion, and what I think the Raptors should do, is I think they got to capitalize on Fred. And even OG, because I think you can get a ton of assets for OG, because I think there's going to be a Western Conference team in the next couple hours that's going to get desperate, that is going to see what everybody else is doing in the West, and they're going to want to go out and get a big piece of their own. So look for, if I were to predict, I would say OG and I guess Fred. That's something I want to see. So those are the two guys. Gary Trent Jr. I don't think is going to go anywhere, and I'm glad the Raptors didn't trade away Gary Trent Jr. in the Jakob Poeltl deal, because there was like a stupid report I saw that mentioned Gary's name, and I'm like, come on, the Raptors can't be that dumb to trade Gary Trent Jr. for Jakob Poeltl. So all things considered, Raptors get Jakob Poeltl. We'll see what they do next. Yeah, the dream of KD died in Toronto, bro. Zeddy. Yeah, I gotta change the thumbnail. My last video, I did a video of like a little curveball the Raptors could have dropped. But you know what's crazy, man? Like, what ended up happening was KD, he was available after all. And I want to know how much of it had to do with the Raptors being very, very, what's the word? Not being willing to give up Pascal Siakam or OG. Because at first the report was saying that the Nets were trying everything in their power to go get KD a second star, and that they were having ongoing conversations with the Raptors. So I have a feeling this is what happened. The Nets went to the Raptors trying to get a Siakam or OG. The Raptors weren't budging because they didn't want Ben Simmons, and thank God they didn't take Ben Simmons. And the Nets were like, okay, we're not going to get a second star for KD. We got Cam Thomas, who's been emerging. We do have some young pieces here, Nick Claxton. Let's not try to make this thing work anymore. Let's let it go. Let's trade KD. Let's officially rebuild this thing, and let's trade him away. So, I mean, that's just my assumption. Maybe the Raptors being so stubborn in their approach of not giving up Siakam and OG made the Nets finally give in to, okay, let's just trade away KD. And then the Suns came along with their package, and here we are now. Yeah, KD is gone from the Brooklyn Nets, and the Brooklyn Nets are starting back from zero. I mean, they do have some nice pieces, but, I mean, I can't believe the Brooklyn Nets went from James Harden, Kyrie Irving, Kevin Durant to what they got there. It's crazy. All right, guys, so we're at 12:50 here. Let me keep an eye on some moves so I don't miss anything. Let's see if Shams or Woj have tweeted anything. So I'm using Shams or Woj for this because I don't trust anybody else. So nothing from Shams' end. It's been 30 minutes. I expect things to start around 1 anyway, so. Oh, there we go. So we got some news here. The Sixers are getting Jalen McDaniels. So the Trailblazers are acquiring the Sixers Matisse Thybulle as part of a three-way with Charlotte. Wow. So that's what I'm talking about. The three top teams in the East right now, guys, all made moves. A little tweaks here and there. Not big moves, but tweaks. The Sixers, the Bucks, and the Celtics. And, yeah, just to recap, the Lakers are trading Thomas Bryant to the Nuggets for Devon Reed, which doesn't really make any sense in my opinion. I do like the Jay Crowder get for the Bucks. And then, yeah, this is what Woj said 10 hours ago. Toronto's talks on forward OG Anunoby are rolling into the final hours of the trade deadline. The landing of Kevin Durant with the Suns could escalate Anunoby's value among Western Conference teams pursuing an elite forward to defend Durant. That's what he said. So, we'll see if a team makes a move. But man, last night was probably the craziest NBA trade deadline eve ever, man. Like, I feel like the biggest moves happened last night. Like, I don't think anything's topping Kevin Durant going to the Suns today. We're just looking forward to what the Raptors are doing mainly and see if they are going to trade one of their core guys. Pascal's not going to the Nets. Free Dame. Yeah, I really like the Lakers trade. I think that was a good get for them. I dropped a video on it yesterday. Unreal. Able to get, those three pieces. And considering what they gave up, I thought it was a really good get for the Lakers. Raptors need to trade OG or Gary right now. Rumors of AD going to Chicago. No way. They're not giving up AD. This is the last chance for the Lakers, man. Around LeBron. I don't think they're gonna make another big move. Yeah, Boston traded for Muscala. One of them are walking on free agency. Yup. What's your take on the Russ and where do you think he ends up? Yeah, so there's two teams being linked to Russ. Chicago, I saw, and the Clippers. I could see the Clippers getting them because I saw that they're buying John Wall. So it might just be a matter of substituting John Wall with Russ. Because at least Russ, I mean, he's available. John Wall, I feel like, has not been healthy for the last, 5 years, man. It's sad to see, but, I mean, your best asset, your best quality is availability. And right now, John Wall has not been available for the Clippers. So the Clippers could use a guard. The Raptors should trade OG since we will get tons of assets that can help our bench. I hope we trade OG to the Pelicans. Yeah, I agree with that. I'm hoping this gets Chris Paul his ring. You're like one of the few guys that actually wants to see Chris Paul get a ring. This is a channel who gave up on the Raptors and want them to sell out. No, I'm just realistic with my approach. And I actually suggested a really reasonable path for the Raptors that they should sell. Because you look at this team right now, do you really think they're going to win a championship? Come on, man. Don't do that to yourself. I think a lot of people agree that selling would be the right approach for the Raptors given the current state that they're in, but obviously we'll see if that happens or not. Any news on the Nuggets other than Bryant? Nope. What's going on, 6 Canada? Fred to the Clippers, what's your take? I mean, they're going to give us, depends who they give us. All right, guys, we're 5 minutes away from 1. So, yeah, let's go. Any big predictions for the NBA trade deadline? Yeah, exactly, Zed. Exactly. I remember that 2018. I was one of the few guys that actually praised Masai for making that trade, and I called it. I said the Raptors are at least going to get to the NBA Finals, and they did exactly that. Sometimes you got to do things that are in the best interest of the franchise. You can't always be a Homer fan thinking, "Oh, we got to keep our guys. This team's going to win a championship." Sometimes you just got to be realistic with yourself. At the end of the day, only one team gets to win the championship, and that is the main goal. If you're playing for, the play-in or a first-round exit, like I don't want to be a part of that. Like I want to, root for a team that's competing for championships, as does everybody else's fan base. So yeah, sometimes you got to make tough decisions as an organization, and sometimes you have to take a step back to take a step forward. Look at Portland, for instance. I mean, that's a team to me that has been stuck in the middle for so long because they're stubborn with their approach. They don't want to just start over, trade Dame, get as many young picks as they can, and just, go that route. And look where they've been. Or Washington's another great example. They're stuck in the middle. They got guys who can win now, obviously with Bradley Beal. They got Porzingis, but Washington's nowhere close to being a championship team. So I think the worst place you can be is stuck in the middle. Yeah, Jaron, everything's been good, man. Like I said in a previous video, I've decided to take a break from the streams, man. I was getting burnt out a bit, just doing all those Raptors games. Like I was doing Raptors games from like 3 years ago, man. And every Raptors game, every Raptors stream took a toll. Like especially it being like 3 hours of your time at night and just juggling that with work and other things. So everything's good, man. Can't complain. We've been expanding on the channel, which has been great. I've been dropping Raptors content, of course, but I've also been doing other NBA content, which has been going great. I don't know if you guys have been checking out my other videos. I've been covering other teams, and I've always wanted to expand this channel to other NBA content. So this season, I finally decided to pull the trigger on that. And yeah, it's been going well, man. We're almost at 30K subs, so it's been good. I like talking all things NBA along with the Toronto Raptors. All right, let's see if anything else is happening, guys. Again, guys, hit a like on the video. It does help it a ton. And subscribe if you are new. Help us hit 30K subs on this channel. Subscribe for all your NBA content. We're about to see things go down. We're 2 minutes away from 1 o'clock. The Bucks are sending Serge Ibaka to the Pacers as part of that Jay Crowder deal with the Nets. Former Raptor Serge Ibaka. I miss Serge. I do. All-time Raptor right there, man. Stand-up guy. All right, so let's see if the moves come in. 2 minutes from 1 to 3. We will see what happens. Three p.m. Eastern. What's going on, Mohi? Papef to Toronto, please no. Charles says, I would rather have Siakam than Durant. What would the market be for Siakam? A shit ton of picks. I'm not saying take less than 7 first-round picks and a pick swap for OG. Raptors probably not going to make any trades. Knicks asking for Levine. Shams and Woj have different update between Pacers and Bucks. Yeah, I noticed that. Are the Nets making any other moves? Probably not, man. The Nets are done rolling the dice. Look, for as much flack as the Nets are getting, you actually look at their team, and they got a lot of good young talent. That's a team that's probably going to end up making the playoffs this year just because of how much weaker the East is than the West. But is that a team that's going to win a championship? No, but you got some nice young pieces that you could build around. Nick Claxton being one, Cam Thomas. I mean, his emergence has been amazing. He's been going on like a Kobe tear of late, just putting up a ton of points. So what's going on, LCV? Yeah, Pascal's not going to the Nets. That's done. The only way I saw that happening was if KD was still there. That's done. OG is still a Raptor, Charles. What's going on, Jordan? Vegeta says Flynn for 3 firsts. All right, guys, we got 135 people in the chat. Hit that like button, hit that sub button. Let's get to 29.1K. We're just 3 more subs away. So if you're in here and you are new, hit that sub button, hit that like button. Okay, we're about to begin the 1 to 3 window, man. This is where the magic happens, and this is where the moves come in. 1 to 3. Let's see what is going to happen. NBA trade deadline. Here we go. What's the Golden State OG talk about? I saw that the Warriors were linked to OG. The Jakob Poeltl trade was ass. Protect the top 6 pick. We should have done like a top 10 protected instead. Yeah, the new news about the Jakob Poeltl trade that came out today has me a little iffy. I agree, man. Like, the Raptors are banking that they're going to be close to the top over the next 3 years, not including 2023, but if that's not the case and you end up giving up a top 6 pick in hindsight who ends up being a solid player for Jakob Poeltl, it might not look good a couple years down the line. So this is where the fun begins. Okay, guys, don't go anywhere. I'm going to grab some water because, yeah, I do think the floodgates are going to open up. We'll see Bobby Webster for a first-round pick. I'll be right back, guys. Don't go anywhere. All right, did I miss anything? All right, so the official package for Kevin Durant, Suns acquire Kevin Durant and trade from Nets. The Nets are getting Mikal Bridges, which I was surprised to see the Suns give up. Cam Johnson, Jay Crowder, who is now with the Bucks, 4 unprotected first-round picks. So that is the big part of the deal, obviously. The Nets getting a ton of picks back for KD. But I'm kind of surprised, yeah, that they gave up Mikal Bridges, and I'm kind of surprised that the Suns didn't have to give up DeAndre Ayton, because I thought for sure if a trade went down between the Nets and the Suns for KD that it would have had to include DeAndre Ayton, but I think it's good for both teams. Phoenix obviously going all in right now. They don't care about the future. They want to win. It's championship or bust now for them. Chris Paul doesn't have many years left. You do have your young buck in Devin Booker, but this is an all-in move for the Suns, and I do think this move makes the Suns the favorite now in the Western Conference. You're looking at a starting lineup of DeAndre Ayton, TJ Warren, Kevin Durant, Devin Booker, and Chris Paul. Like, that's probably the best starting 5 now in the NBA, if not one of the best. So that is a big move for Phoenix, and Kevin Durant did want to go to Phoenix, so he gets his wish. And he's going to be playing against, he's going to be playing with some great players. Chris Paul, savvy vet, gets the most out of his players. Devin Booker, a guy who KD can lean on for some offensive help. So I think it's going to be a good fit. KD with the Suns, man. It's going to be crazy. And guys, get this. That Suns-Mavs rivalry is going to hit even more different now, because you're going to have Luka, Booker, but then you're going to have the whole Kyrie and KD chapter now, as those guys are going to be going up against each other. So Suns-Mavs, that's going to be a huge rivalry if those two teams end up meeting again in the playoffs, man. So that was a huge bomb. I couldn't believe it. I thought it was like a fake Woj account. I was scrolling Twitter. I'm like, no way, no freaking way. This has to be fake. Unreal, man. That has to be the biggest trade. That has to be the biggest trade in NBA trade deadline history, right? I can't remember a trade of that magnitude going down at the trade deadline, especially the day before the trade deadline. I saw that Reddit tweet or that Reddit post for Quays about the janitor. Now you're saying you're a janitor? Come on. Raps were giving up more for KD, so this sucks. We should have had him. Yeah, it's been a long time, Raider Roach. Hope you're doing well. Well, Nets didn't want to trade KD in the East. Clearly, if Jaylen Brown was available or OG Trent were available. Yeah, I said that earlier, Omar. How much of it came down to the Raptors not willing to give up Siakam to the Nets or OG, and then the Nets are like, hey, F this. Like, let's just trade KD to the team that wants him badly in the Suns, and we'll start over. We don't need to try to. We don't need to trade expiring contract by the deadline. They can still stand pat and sign and trade in the summer, same way they did with Lowry. So don't be shocked if no moves are made and they evaluate. Wow. So Woj just said the Raptors might just end up standing pat. Oh man. So Woj just said the Raptors might end up just standing pat. Wow. That's crazy. So Woj just said the Raptors might end up standing pat. I don't know how I feel about this, guys. I don't know. That's crazy, man. Now I really don't know how I feel about the Raptors, guys. Like, I don't think my opinion changes much. You bring in Jakob Poeltl, who, again, fits a need that you have. You need a center. But at the same time, is this team good enough to get to the second round? I don't think so. So it's like now you're going to have to somehow make some things work in the offseason, or else, yeah, you're now going to run the risk of losing the Gary Trent Jr. or Fred for nothing. So I don't know, man. I don't know. I guess deep down, Masai Ujiri and company feel that they can still save the season and be a team to beat in the East, maybe get back to a top 6 spot, top 5. But again, I don't see this Raptors team beating the likes of the Sixers, the Bucks, or the Celtics in a 7-game series. Yeah, maybe if they get lucky and they somehow get a first-round matchup against the Cavs, I could see them beating the Cavs. But all things considered, I think the Raptors are just stuck in the middle even more. So I really don't know how I feel about that. We'll see, though. He says it's not for sure. Something could still happen. Woj said there's a couple hours left here, but if that's all the Raptors do in terms of bringing in Jakob Poeltl, yeah, the Raptors are going to be better with Jakob Poeltl for sure. But in the grand scheme of things, I think this is just going to set them back even further. I don't know. What is your guys' reaction? Are you okay with the Raptors standing pat? Well, a lot of people are getting pissed on Twitter. Big L for the Raptors. Make a trade with the Lakers. I want Raptors to trade OG, but I also don't want because he's arguably the best all-around defender. Raps half-court offense will be even more abysmal. What a joke if true, says 6 Canada. Trade Fred or OG. Look, I'm all in favor of you don't want to force anything because at the end of the day, you don't want to give up OG or a Siakam or a Fred VanVleet for just anything. But at the same time, you can't be too choosy and picky about a deal. Like, come on, you mean to tell me a team in the West right now, like the Pelicans or the Grizzlies, who are seeing what everybody else is doing in the West, can't put together a compelling enough package for you to say, okay, let's take that. Let's get assets. Let's get young players for now. Like, I find that hard to believe. Like, it's good to have high praise for your players. It's good to put them on a pedestal, but you also got to be reasonable in your asking price. Like, Freddie, that made me laugh, bro. Oh man, he's just like the Raptors beat the Spurs and think they're that. At least I'm glad to know that I'm not in the minority of like WTF. Come on, man. Like, are the Raptors gonna stand pat and be stuck in the middle? Like, come on. I know fans become attached to players and they don't want to see them go. I get all that, man. I'm a huge OG guy. I've been on the OG hype train since he got drafted, even when people, were ripping on the guy. But sometimes you gotta be realistic as a fan and just look at your team and say to yourself, okay, like, a direction needs to change. Something needs to happen differently here. All right, guys, we got 200 people in the chat. Hit a like, subscribe, all that good stuff, guys. Let's go. Let's hit 29.1K. If you are in here and you're new, please, guys, come through. Hit a subscribe and subscribe to the channel, man. Let's try to hit 30K. Let's go, guys. Hit that like, subscribe. Let's get it. Wow, the Knicks and Bulls are discussing a Zach LaVine trade. But this is not from Woj or Sham. Sorry, I shouldn't do that. I should probably look at the source first before I talk. But it is a guy named Joe. It's a guy who works for Suns, a newspaper. So, yeah, it's just like a random journalist. So don't put any stock into that. Like I said, I'm going to make a promise to myself. I'm only going to be reading stuff from Woj or Shams. Man, yeah, it looks like all the fun happened last night. I don't know. Is the trade even going to happen at this point? We still got plenty of time. Usually things happen in the last, 10 minutes, but trade Fred for Suggs, to be honest. Yeah, I agree. It could be smoke and mirrors. Look, people said that the Nets weren't trading KD, and then that happened, so. Yeah. Facts, Mohi. I agree. I will wrench every one of you. What's going on? Thank you, Jaren. So now, who comes off the bench for the Toronto Raptors? You're obviously going to start Poeltl, right? So who's going to be the odd man out? Gary Trent Jr. or OG if they decide to keep this intact? It has to be Smoke. All right, guys. So we are 118 here, just an hour and something away from 2. Yeah, I do. I'm just reading stuff, man. Yeah, we'll see. We'll see if this ends up staying true, bro. We'll see if this ends up staying true of the Raptors not doing anything. Sorry, yeah, sorry, Steven. Yeah, when I read, I don't blink. I'm not frozen. I'm just reading. I'm just reading. I'm trying to tweet and stream at the same time. It's harder than it looks. I'm sorry. All right, guys. Well, we just hit 29.1K subs. Let's go. Keep these likes coming in, guys. Subscribe to the channel if you are new. We got 200 people in here, guys. Hit that subscribe button. Let's go, guys. NBA trade deadline live stream. If you are new, please subscribe to the channel. We will see if any deals come in, and I will be all over it. Again, I'm only reading stuff from Woj or Shams. So if it's anybody else, I will pass. Man, these trade deadline streams are fun. I miss doing them. All right, so Shams hasn't said anything in 24 minutes. What about my boy Woj? Let's see what Woj is saying. Appreciate everybody tuning in on a Thursday afternoon, whether you're at home, work, school. Appreciate all of you in here. Thank you so much for your continued support. Woj hasn't said anything in 26 minutes. So we are standing pat right now, guys. No pun intended. We are waiting for some news to drop. Are the Raptors going to do anything? We will find out. What's going on, Jazzy Canadian? It's been a while. It says, what kind of build do you think the Toronto should bring in? Another shooter, a backup point guard? I think right now, yeah, you need some shooting help, man. Another backup ball handler would be great, but at least the Raptors did go out and get a center, so Clippers need to make a move, man, says King Trent. Yeah, facts. We'll see if they end up getting Russell Westbrook in the bio market. How do the Grizzlies stack up now? I don't like the Grizzlies' chances at all. I think the Nuggets are obviously better than them. I think the Suns are now better than them. I think the Mavs are even now better than them. I think a fully healthy Clippers team is better than them. I don't want to go as far as saying the Lakers are better than them now, but I really think the Grizzlies need to make a move. That's why I thought the Grizzlies were maybe going to be one of those teams that put together a huge package for an OG Anunoby. Real talk, I think the Raptors would succeed in the playoffs. Grizzlies Warriors need to make a move. What do you think about OG Anunoby going to the Suns for Aiden? Nah, the Suns aren't doing that. The Suns made their splash. The Suns are done. They got KD. That's what they wanted. Who'd you like in return for Freddie? I think there was a ton of talk about like the Magic possibly being interested in him, and I know Suggs' name came up, so we're fine in the West. Could the Lakers do something else? Go Sports. OG makes so much sense to go to the Grizz. It would be a good fit. Even OG on the Pelicans, I think, would be a good fit. Would you prefer Trent to re-sign this offseason instead of trading him? Yeah, man, like I said, in my perfect world, I think you bring back Gary Trent Jr., and I would have liked the Raptors to offload Fred and get as much as they could back for him because you're not going to be able to pay both Fred or Gary. So Raptors are going to have to make a decision between the two of them. All right, guys, still nothing from Woj Shams as I refresh Twitter. Workplace productivity is at an all-time low today. Sure. That's what happens on trade deadline, man. You make exceptions. You make exceptions. If you work at home, I guess you have some benefits. But if you're in an office space, yeah, it'll be pretty tough to completely slack off. No, OG did not get traded. Don't fall for fake news in the stream. Does that make the Clippers the best team in the NBA if they get Fred VanVleet? I mean, they are a guard away. The Clippers are still going to be a very tough team to beat, man. A healthy Clippers team. If they do get a point guard, I would probably have to put him up there with the Suns, yeah. He's got sources, Aiden. I don't know. Maybe, just how you tweet, you text your friends. Woj's friends are all insiders. So I guess they leaked the news and he's the first to talk about it. Or I guess, yeah, like the teams communicate with him first or something. Yeah, Jubin. I tweeted that out. Raptors are probably going to stand pat. Bring back Powell too. Can you talk a little more on the Poeltl trade? Well, look, at face value, I was a fan of it because the Raptors didn't have to give up a 2023 first or Gary Trent Jr. But then looking at it more, I mean, this whole protection policy, like, is that going to come back and bite the Raptors in the butt? Because per Michael Grange, who tweeted this out, the details on the Raptors picks and the Poeltl trade is the Spurs are getting a 2024 first-round pick protected 1 through 6 in 2024, 2025, and 2026. And Raptors also send unprotected 2023 and 2025 second-round picks as part of the deal. So The Raptors don't give up anything now, but will those picks end up becoming something? So, I mean, the Raptors buy there. They bring in Poeltl, who's going to help them for sure immediately, especially with, the Raptors needing the center, rim protection, all that. But what's going to end up happening is that the Raptors ultimately make the right move when you look back on this deal in a couple years' time. I don't know what they're doing anymore, Jordan. As it stands right now, the Raptors bought. As it stands right now, the Raptors bought. And they went out and got Poeltl. They got out and got a need. But, yeah, it looks like the Raptors aren't retooling at the moment. It looks like they did buy. And they do have Jakob Poeltl. All right, guys, we are an hour and a half away. Drop a like on the video. Subscribe to the channel if you aren't new. Let's go, guys. Let's get these likes up. Let's get the 30K subs. Everybody in here, smash that subscribe button. It is NBA trade deadline day. We are just a couple of moments away from this thing ending. We will see if any other trades come in. Looks like I need to change my name now. Tank for Wemby. There's no real update on OG to the Warriors from a credible source, Chris. We need another shot creator. But how about all of you? Do you guys like the Poeltl trade? What is your honest take on the Poeltl trade? Do you think the Raptors made a mistake? Do you think it's good? All right, still nothing from Shams or Woj. Jay Crowder to Milwaukee is a really good get for the Bucks. I do want to say that. I did a Bucks video the other day, man, and the Bucks have been looking pretty lethal. You add Jay Crowder, that's a good guy to have on your team. That's one of those savvy vets that you would love to have on your team in the playoffs. We got 242 people watching, guys. Hit that like, hit that sub button. Let's go. We will see what will happen with the likes of Fred VanVleet, OG Anunoby, if anything happens. Thybulle's going to the Blazers. Yeah, if you guys missed this deal, the Blazers are acquiring Matisse Thybulle in a 3-team trade. The Sixers get Jalen McDaniels, some shooting. Hornets get Svi Mykhailiuk and multiple second-round picks. Svi Mykhailiuk, Raptors legend. Actually, I got him confused. Jalen McDaniels is the center. For some reason, I thought he was a guard. So yeah, they got the Sixers get more size to surround Joel Embiid as a backup. Thoughts on Josh Hart to the Knicks? Um, Honestly, Brunson's reaction was amazing, man. Like, that was one of the most genuine trade reactions from a player that I've ever seen. So I think already right there, the continuity between those two guys is going to be at an all-time high. I actually like that move for the Knicks. What's going on, Rahul? Now Precious can focus a bit more on scoring now that they have a true big. Raptors just want to ball out and be contenders, get Scotty playoff experience, and draft a giant of Africa stud in the making. Do you think it'll be like a Lowry situation, play out the season, then sign and trade Fred in the offseason? That could be a possibility. I like the bench mob core coming back together. If it's only moved today, then it's not that good. Good trade, not great. We need a shot creator. I agree. The Raptors still need some shooting. My Bulls. Yeah, your Bulls are not doing anything. What would you like to see your Bulls do? I mean, the only Bulls news that I've seen are rumors. The whole like Zach LaVine, is he going to get traded or not? I keep seeing OG being moved, but the two main pieces that we definitely don't want to pay, Fred VanVleet and Trent. Yeah, it's going to come down to the Raptors either paying one of those two in Gary Trent Jr. or Fred VanVleet. Hope Norm gets traded so we can all laugh. Why? What did Norm do to you, man? OG for DeMar. Will we get another big trade, guys? That is the $1,000,000 question right now. We are just an hour and a bit away from the deadline at 3 p.m. Eastern. The biggest trades happened yesterday. Lakers involved in a huge 3-team deal. Obviously, the biggest news, Kevin Durant going to the Phoenix Suns today. Just a couple of minor moves from some teams that are just looking to tweak their rosters ahead of the playoffs, but nothing major today. And nothing so far regarding the Toronto Raptors. The only deal regarding the Toronto Raptors was last night at 1 a.m. The Raptors trading for Jakob Poeltl. What could the Knicks possibly give the Bulls? Barrett? The deadline's at 3. I think they're on lunch. Well, I don't think they're on lunch, Kyle. I think nothing's happening, and that's what's going on here. But remember, what's going to be interesting, guys, is the last 10 minutes. Because in deadlines past, I always remember the last 10 minutes, and even like 10 minutes after the deadline, as things are trickling in, things sometimes happen. So even though it's quiet, things could still happen. Remember, the Ben Simmons trade, I think, happened at like 2:30 p.m. Eastern last year. It came pretty late, I believe. T, appreciate you. Yeah, so there's not much talk going on right now. Woj did say that the Raptors are maybe going to stand pat and reevaluate things this offseason. So as it stands right now, it looks like the only move the Raptors are going to be making this deadline is bringing in Jakob Poeltl, who they did last night. So there obviously has been a lot of rumors going on. OG Anunoby's name has come up a ton that maybe a Western Conference team can get in on the act and trade for OG, especially with KD now in the West, having a guy who can guard against them. You know, the Grizzlies' name has come up. The Mavs' name has come up. The Pelicans name has come up, but nothing official that would lead you to think that right now the Raptors are on the verge of trading an OG Anunoby, a Fred VanVleet, a Gary Trent Jr., even a Pascal Siakam. What's going on, Sean? It's been a while, man. How you been? Yeah, still plenty of time. Still plenty of time. Raptors are delusional, man. Well, I mean, if this is all the Raptors do, I think the Raptors are pretty stuck in the middle. I mean, would you guys agree or what? Like, maybe best case scenario, Raptors can get themselves back in the 6th spot, but is this a championship contender? Is this a team that can make it to the conference finals? I don't know about that. Yeah, so Michael Grange of Sportsnet actually brings up a really good point about the whole Jakob Poeltl thing. He says it would have been much easier if the Raptors had held on to their pick last year and drafted Walker Kessler. Now they have Thad Young, Christian Koloko, Jakob Poeltl, and a 2024 first and 2 seconds, and none of that will be or equal Kessler, who is in town with Utah on Friday. It's true. I mean, this might end up being one of those other head scratchers from the Toronto Raptors, like the whole Thad Young trade, where they try to bring in a guy who's going to help them immediately. The Raptors underachieve, and now they find themselves in a situation where they're regretting trading that pick for Thad Young because that could have become a Walker Kessler. So now is the same thing going to happen now with Jakob Poeltl, where the Raptors trade for Jakob Poeltl, they give up the pick, and could that pick become something of substantial value? That remains to be seen. So if this is all the Raptors do, I'm not too happy about where the Raptors are headed. Looks like we're done making moves. Raptors just posted Jakob Poeltl. I heard Miami going to trade Kyle Lowry. Kyle Lowry's looked really bad. I mean, I know Masai Ujiri has been getting a lot of criticism lately, but we got to applaud Masai for that sign and trade because he knew what he was doing, getting Precious Achiuwa for Kyle Lowry, who was literally on his last legs. I don't think our core can get back the chemistry once had. Yeah, that's another good point. What happened to all the talk that the Raptors didn't like each other or that there was chemistry issues and this team didn't get along? Either that was a whole bunch of bogus or yeah, Barnes is still untouchable. Barnes ain't going anywhere. The Raptors just posted Jakob Poeltl on their Instagram. Danny Ainge took the GM crown from Masai this season, lol. Can we please make a trade? We need draft picks. Where did the Raptors say that? Oh, yeah, they did say he got signed. Yeah, that's kind of dumb. He got traded. Yeah, they just said he got signed. It's a typo. He got traded, not signed. Wow, this is so exciting. Benchmark reunited. I want Raptors to get a trade with the Pelicans so badly. Lakers need another trade, said Junior. Who would you like to see the Lakers get? I have a gut feeling something will be done soon. What do you feel, Mohi? What do you feel? All right, guys, we're approaching the 2 p.m. Eastern mark, and nothing has happened. If this is all the Raptors do, are you guys okay with it? Yeah, the Raptors made a mistake on that graphic. It shouldn't say signed. All right, is anything happening? Shams or Woj been quiet for the last half hour or so. Yeah, nothing from Woj or Shams, guys. It's been almost an hour. We'll see if anything trickles in past 2 p.m. Still nothing. Knowing Masai Jakob is all you get. Nope. The mix is better, but in the long run, its only move made us significantly worse for our future projection. No risk, no reward. That's a good way of putting it, Mr. T-Rex. Kyle Lowry to the Clippers or traded for Mike Conley. I mean, I'm 50-50. It is what it is. Only the Raptors can do. Yeah, Raptors have 6 starters. Something's going to happen. Unless somebody comes off the bench. I mean, Gary Trent Jr. has come off the bench earlier this season. I know it wasn't his choice, but Raptors might have no choice but to bench one of those guys. The Raptors trade was rough. He's an interesting idea if we can make bench space, re-sign Jalen Harris. If the Raptors don't do nothing, then Masai and Bobby are on the hot seat. Yeah, that could be it too, Steven. If we trade OG to the Pelicans, we get Dyson Daniel, Herb Jones. Kyle Lowry would probably be a Clipper. I see Westbrook more realistically than Lowry. OG too injury prone. I mean, yeah. Actually, yeah, no, I did see that. The Clippers were interested in Fred VanVleet or Kyle Lowry. A little 2019 Raptors reunion. We need guys on the same timeline as Scotty. I don't understand Toronto's plan to retool this summer. We have unrestricted free agents this offseason. My personal opinion is the West is freaking out, and a lot of new trade packages are being presented around OG. Friend needs to go. You're not getting Trey Murphy. Trade Fred, to be honest. We need Nick Claxton or Thomas Bryant. Well, they're definitely not getting the center now. They got Jakob Poeltl. Please trade Fred. OMG. The Pels trade I do like, not going to lie, says Moe. Yeah, the Pelicans trade actually compels me the most out of what I've seen. They building around Siakam. It's not Scotty's time yet. Give me SGA, says Rayquaza. Yeah. Everybody wants Shea at this point, man. Shea's been balling out. I really love what I've been seeing from Shea, man. Toronto, you know, from I think he's from Hamilton, right? Like, unbelievable story with Shea. Yeah, he's from Hamilton. What do you think about Bones Hyland? Yeah, you know what? I'm glad you brought him up, Thomas. Yeah, Bones Hyland is very interesting. So it was said that the Nuggets were done with him. Can Bones Hyland be traded by the Nuggets? And more importantly, could the Nuggets swing a deal, knowing that the Suns just made a big deal, the Lakers just made a big deal, although I don't think they're worried about the Lakers, and the Mavs just made a big deal. Nothing else is going to happen for the Raps today, says Justin. Let's not overthink the Poeltl trade. We addressed the major hole to our roster, and now we have to see how he progresses. How we progress. Sorry. How old is Poeltl? I think he's like 27, right? Yeah, he's 27 years old. So the same timeline age group as Fred and Siakam. I don't care if we're a lottery team for the next 3 years as long as we could get into true championship contention again. Yeah, he's 27. Lowry didn't get traded yet. Yeah, Lowry didn't get traded. Raptors hate the lottery like Miami. All right, Mo, he appreciate you, man. Didn't Woj say something about OG to Golden State? I didn't hear anything. I did not hear that, and I've been watching since 1 o'clock. Yeah. The only OG to Warrior stuff that I've been hearing is just rumors by fans and stuff. Still nothing from Shams or Woj as we approach the 2 o'clock hour. I mean, let's be real. The Heat should buy out Lowry, man. Like, Kyle Lowry, thank you for your services in Toronto. But, man, to say the guy is done, he's put up some pretty bad stat lines this season. And Miami, I think the Heat fans have turned on Lowry. Like, I've seen some pretty nasty stuff with Kyle Lowry. And, yeah, I think it would make sense, I mean, at this point. But we'll see. Justin says, I think they're going to try to stay out because they addressed one of the glaring issues, needing a center. Maybe try to see if that helps the team function better. That's a good point. No, man, it's how you use Larry. Danny thinks the trades are going to happen. Levine to the Knicks, unlikely. Larry to the Clippers, pretty likely. OG to the Pelicans. Given what Woj said about the Raptors standing pat, probably unlikely. Shooting is the biggest issue. I think the Raptors need a shot creator. The Raptors have only made the Poeltl trade, Gabe, and that was last night. Yeah, Woj said we're standing pat on the broadcast, guys. I heard what I heard, so unless Woj tells me otherwise, in all likelihood, the Raptors look to be standing pat. Oh, here we go. The Nuggets are trading Bones Hyland to the Clippers. What did I just say a minute ago, guys? What did I just say? That the Nuggets and the whole Bones Hyland thing was interesting to see if they're going to trade him. They have traded him. However, what are they getting back? What are the Nuggets getting back? And the Clippers get a guard. That's actually a really good get for the Clippers because Bones Hyland wasn't being used by the Nuggets. So what does this all mean now? What are they getting back? Bones Hyland going to the Clippers. I know Nuggets fans are going to appreciate that. The Nuggets fans on this channel, I've been talking about the Denver Nuggets a lot this season. And, yeah, a lot of Nuggets fans wanted Bones Hyland to get traded. But what are they getting back? All right, so we got a Woj trade here, 1:53 p.m. Eastern. Trade trickling in. Okay, so the Clippers will send the Nuggets 2024 and 2025 second-round picks. Wow. So just giving up some future picks, all it took to get Bones Hyland. That's a steal for the Clippers, in my opinion. I'm a huge fan of Bones Hyland. Really good get for the Clippers. Okay, so Zach Lowe doesn't like the move for the Clippers. I like it, but he says the Clippers aren't done making moves. Could the Clippers bring in a true guard? We'll see. Like a true point guard? Yeah, that's a steal. That's a big dub for the Clippers. They need a guard, and to Zach Lowe's point, he's more he's more of like a chaotic point guard. He's not a guy that's gonna get everybody in rhythm, but he's a score first guard. And hey, the Clippers could use more, some more scoring, especially from off the bench. They weren't using him anyway in Denver, so at least this way they get some picks for him as opposed to nothing. But he just wasn't a fit in Denver. Yeah, OKC, Bazley to the Suns. The Suns are going all in. Little tweak up move here. Yep, the OKC Thunder are trading Darius Bazley to the Suns for Dario Saric and a second round pick. So to say the Suns are going all in is an understatement. This team, I mean, it's not a groundbreaking news, but I think it's a good get for Phoenix. All right, so we got some news here, guys, dropping a couple minutes before 2. Bazley going to the Suns. And Bones Hyland, highly rumored to be traded, is traded to the Clippers. Wow, Warriors just traded James Wiseman to the Pistons. Oh, man. James Wiseman to the Pistons, guys. We still don't know what the Warriors are getting back. To be determined. They haven't announced it yet. But on NBA Today, they just said James Wiseman is going to the Pistons. Crazy. The Warriors finally give up on the James Wiseman experiment. But what are they getting back? Oh, here we go. For Saddiq Bey. Wow. That is crazy. Saddiq Bey, man. I'm a huge fan of Saddiq Bey. Saddiq Bey is going to the Warriors. James Wiseman going to the rebuilding Pistons to play alongside the likes of Killian Hayes and Cade Cunningham. Unreal. If there are any Warriors fans in here, what is your reaction to that trade? There was one guy in here asking if the Warriors did anything. Warriors just did something. I like that for the Warriors, man. Look, they weren't developing Wiseman. It wasn't going to plan. He wasn't getting a whole ton of minutes. Saddiq Bey is a guy who can contribute now on the Warriors, and he's solid. Nah, that is actually a big get for the Warriors, man. Saddiq Bey's a stud. I don't know. That's my take on it. I think it's a really good trade for the Warriors. Because the Warriors weren't even utilizing Wiseman. Wait, he's going to Atlanta now? What? What the hell is going on? So, yeah, Bey is going to Atlanta in a multi-team trade. So, who the hell is going to the Warriors? So, Saddiq Bey is going to Atlanta. Don't tell me John Collins is going to the Warriors. There's no way, right? There's no way. I'm refreshing this thing, guys. My bad for being late on the whole Atlanta Hawks thing. We're at 2 o'clock, guys. 2 p.m. The Hawks are sending 5 second-round picks to the Warriors? What? What the hell? 5 second-round picks. I've never seen that before. Oh, my God. So, okay, Wiseman's going to the Pistons. Bey's going to Atlanta. And the Warriors are getting 5 second-round picks. What? Yeah, Woj is cooking Shams right now. Holy, Shams hasn't tweeted anything out in a while. Woj is all over this. Five second round picks is insane. That is wild, man. 5 first round picks. The Hawks are sending 5 first round picks to the Warriors. Crazy. Well, guys, a lot of trades are coming in. Is the market hot at the right time? Is this when the Raptors get in on the action and we see a huge Woj bomb? A lot of trades have been happening over the last 10 minutes. The latest, James Wiseman going to the Pistons. I like this trade for the Pistons. You know, the Pistons are in that rebuilding timeline. James Wiseman, I don't think he was given such a fair shot, and rightfully so. I mean, the Warriors are a win-now team. The development didn't go to plan, so now can James Wiseman find himself with the likes of a Cade Cunningham? Could the Pistons then get Wembanyama, and all of a sudden you got some really good young pieces over there in Detroit? We'll find out. But, yeah, just to recap, Warriors are getting 5 second-round picks. The Pistons are getting Wiseman and Saddiq Bey going to the Hawks in a 3-team trade. Yeah, 5 second-round picks is crazy. Okay, now the moves are really coming in. The Hawks are trading Justin Holiday and Frank Kaminsky to Houston for Garrison Matthews and Bruno Fernando. So that's not a earth-shattering trade, but another trade going down. Woj just killing it right now, man. Woj, he heard all those allegations that he was washed, that Shams owns him and all that. Woj is going off. But yeah, to Shams' defense, Shams is on, I believe he's on TV right now. So it's very hard to be accurately tweeting while you're doing a broadcast. And Woj right now isn't on TV. Because ESPN knows. Woj got to do his thing. Woj is probably at the side over there tweeting as this live television broadcast is going on. Woj is going off right now. I'm just refreshing. So trades are happening, guys. We are just a little under an hour away from 3 p.m. Trades are happening. Will the Raptors get in on it, or is that it? Nah, Woj was busy priming Woj bombs. Flynn, Shams is live right now. Trade Flynn as well. He's falling behind. I'm still in awe with the KD trade, says Elvin. Yeah, same here, bro. Yeah, Clippers did get a steal with Hyland. I really like that get for them. All right, guys. Anything else going to happen, or is that it? Why is everybody saying OG? Woj hasn't said anything about OG. I just refreshed. All right, Shams finally caught up. Actually, Shams hasn't caught up yet. He's kind of behind, but again, he's on TV, so. All right, guys, so that is it for now. All right, guys, hit that like button, hit that sub button. Let's go, guys. We just hit 29.1K. Let's hit 30K, guys. Everybody in here, subscribe to the channel if you are new. We got an hour left of this trade deadline stream. We will see if anything goes down from here on out. All right, man. It is going to be interesting, but if I had to guess, if I had to guess, I would say I don't think the Raptors are going to do anything. Yeah, stop trolling, bro. Come on, man. Like, this guy's spewing nonsense. Unless OG, unless Woj or Sham says it, don't believe anything else you see. Thank you for subscribing. The trolls need to stop. Bull Cruz for Kermit. Raptors better not get Ben Simmons. No way. No, OG did not get traded. I don't know. NBA Today. I don't know what channel it's on right now. I think it's whatever. TSN. Guys, I will drop a video after the deadline giving you my full thoughts on the whole Raptors trade. I didn't do it last night because it was so late, so I will have a dedicated video to that later on today. Wow. You guys want to know something funny? One of those fake Twitter accounts actually broke news that OG got traded to the Warriors for yeah, it was a fake troll account, but it's got the verification thing next to it. And that's so stupid how like these fake accounts can get verified because like for people who are gullible, they'll look at it and be like, "Oh my god, it happened." All right, guys. So that is it for now. Less than an hour left of the trade deadline. Blow up the whole team and just keep Scott. Yeah, that's not happening, Chris. The Raptors are going for him, man. They bought Jakob Poeltl, and the Raptors think they can compete this season. Bidding more for OG, maybe. Yeah, I will say, look at how that's working out for the Thunder. Eh? They just completely rehauled, and now they got stars like Shea, Chet Holmgren. Let's see what he becomes. Josh Giddey's been great. Teams look very different now. Yup. A lot of action this trade deadline. You can't say that this trade deadline was quiet. Between yesterday and today, a lot of moves have happened. I think OG is under contract until next season. So it would be the summer of 2024. Well, we got more news. Here we go. The Clippers are stocking up. Okay, we got some news now from Shams. The Warriors are interested in OG Anunoby. Here we go, guys. So maybe that move that the Warriors did for the 5 second-round picks will come into play here for OG. Oh, boy. Where's the Eric Gordon? I don't see it official from Shams or Woj. It's via The Athletic. Okay, Woj just tweeted it now. The Clippers are acquiring Rockets guard Eric Gordon, a multi-team deal. Yeah, I like what the Clippers have done this deadline. You get Hyland, you get Gordon. They're stocking up on these shooters right now. These guys who can score. But yeah, guys, so OG, it is a rumor right now. Can the Warriors strike something for OG Anunoby? Because it does seem a little weird how the Warriors would just give up Wiseman for 5 second round picks in hindsight. But then again, if the Warriors do trade for OG, what is that going to look like? It's going to be a shit ton of picks. We know that. But like, what players are going to be involved? Jonathan Kuminga? Maybe. We'll see. I mean, right now the Warriors, they're on the outside looking in. And the West did get a whole lot better. Even the Clippers making these minor moves, bolstering their team. Let's see if the Warriors get aggressive here, guys. So stay tuned. Stay tuned. We will see if anything happens with OG and the Warriors or anything else. But so far, nothing. Yeah, like I would think it would be what? Like a Jonathan Kuminga package? Like a Jonathan Kuminga, like a lot of picks, second round, first round. So yeah, Shams just said that the Warriors are interested in OG. But again, they're just interested. It doesn't mean anything is going on and there's discussions being had. Being interested in discussions, two completely different things. All right, guys, we are just we're closing in on the deadline. We're closing in. Closing in. Are the Raptors going to swing a deal? We will see, man. We will see. Anybody's guess at this point. Wait, what happened with John Wall? Where's John Wall going? Oh my God. John Wall just got traded back to Houston. This is via Shams. So I guess what's going on here is Woj just tweeting and Shams is just speaking it. John Wall's going back to Houston. That's hilarious. So much for the John Wall experiment with the Clippers, man. Oh my God. That's hilarious. John Wall's going to the Clippers. Yeah. The Houston Rockets are acquiring John Wall on a 3-team deal with the Grizzlies and Clippers. Damn, the Clippers are making moves today, man. That is so funny, man. Poor John Wall. Oh, my God. They just did John Wall so dirty. John Wall is going from an NBA championship contender to now the worst team in the league in the Rockets. And he's obviously going to be no part of that rebuild. So he's probably just going to be bought out anyway. That sucks for John Wall right now. The Clippers are sending Luke Kennard to the Grizzlies, so the Grizzlies get some shooting. Man, there's a lot going on right now. Can't say this deadline was not busy. Ton of stuff happening. Clippers very, very active this deadline. Wow, and the Grizzlies are sending 3 second-round picks to the Clippers. What the hell is going on with second-round picks? It's been a second-round pick feast at this deadline. The Rockets will get the rights to swap Bucks pick with Clippers this year as part of the deal, per source. That's crazy. Yeah, Clippers are doing the right thing. They know they have to do something because Kevin Durant is now coming on to the West. You know, Kyrie went to the Mavs. Clippers got to get better. Okay, so Shams just said this. Western Conference contender has been emerging as a suitor for Toronto's OG. I'm going to watch this right now.
So, OG Anunoby has gotten a lot of interest around the league, and one team that has emerged as a pretty serious contender for OG Anunoby in the last several days are the Golden State Warriors. They have really been interested in OG Anunoby and trying to see if there's a pathway toward a deal, but there are other Western Conference contenders that have been talking about OG Anunoby, including the Grizzlies. Shams just said this. Western Conference contender has been emerging as
Yeah, so I just watched the video. Sorry if my speaker caught that video. But Shams basically said a team that has emerged as a suitor are the Golden State Warriors. But a lot of Western Conference teams have been talking about potentially acquiring OG Anunoby. So we'll see, guys. We got 40 minutes left. We know Masai and company, they like to operate very, very slow. Could we see something happen in the final 5 minutes? Shams saying that is pretty substantial. A lot of teams are probably calling the Raptors right now, inquiring about OG Anunoby. That is a known thing at this point. It's going to come down to if the Raptors like what they get and they pull the trigger. So stay tuned. We'll see how this plays out. But as we get closer to 3 o'clock, we could see a big move happen. We could. Keyword could. All right, we got another. Oh my God, the Lakers just did Pat Beverly dirty. Oh my God, the Magic are trading for Lakers guard Pat Beverly. The Lakers just did Pat Beverly dirty, bro. Oh my God. Pat Beverly thought he was about to be part of something special with the Lakers, and he's going to the Magic? What are the Lakers getting back? The Lakers are sending second round draft compensation with Pat Beverly to Orlando for Mo Bamba. Wow. That is solid. Lakers get Mo Bamba too, man. The Lakers have been doing well this deadline. Oh my goodness. Everything is trickling in. Something big's got to be happening with the Raptors, man. A lot of stuff's going on. Shit, man. The Lakers are cooking. The Lakers actually killed it, man. Yeah, and you know what, man? I actually do have dry eye problems. When you use technology so much, you actually forget to blink, and then it leads to dry eyes. So I appreciate that. I did forget to apply my eye drops before the stream. That is why I haven't blinked. But dude, this deadline has been wild, man. Oh my goodness. Nah, the Lakers actually cooked. Look, I know we like to poke fun at the Lakers and all this stuff, but Lakers actually cooked this deadline. You mean to tell me they got D'Lo, Vanderbilt, Beasley, Rui Hachimura, Mo Bamba, all players who are young and talented. Rob Pelinka, masterclass, man. The Lakers have no excuses now. LeBron has no excuses now. The Lakers actually have a solid team now around LeBron and AD. Crazy. Okay, I'm probably gonna miss some more stuff. I gotta keep looking here. Wow, man. Lakers, Mo Bamba. That's actually a big get. Remember how the Raptors were linked to Mo Bamba? Or like not linked to, but I think it was a lot of rumors. I did some videos on Mo Bamba possibly being tied to the Raptors. Mo Bamba can play, man. That is wild, man. What a deadline. This is the best NBA trade deadline ever. I think it's safe to say. Like, so many moves, a lot of stuff going on. Non-stop excitement, man. Who said the NBA is not the best soap opera? So much drama right now. All right, so NBA Today is just reporting the Mo Bamba news. They're kind of late on it. But guys, is something in store for the Raptors, man? I have this feeling now, because there's so many deals coming in, I have this feeling the Raptors might strike something now in the last 10 minutes. The San Antonio Spurs are trading Josh Richardson to the New Orleans Pelicans. So the Pelicans finally get in on the deadline. They're getting Josh Richardson. And the Spurs just continue to offload everybody. The Pelicans are trading Devontae Graham and 4 second-round picks to San Antonio. Holy smokes, man. What is going on with second-round picks this deadline? Jeez. Second-round picks, either a very valuable thing or one of those things where no team gives a you know what about, and there's this willingly giving, they're willingly able to sacrifice all of these second rounders. Oh my God, there is so much going on right now, guys. This is the best NBA trade deadline ever. I don't remember a deadline being this chaotic. And there is still a half hour left. I don't know, man. I'm feeling something now. I said the Raptors were done. Woj said they might stand pat, but I have this feeling that something could happen. We'll see. We'll see if that feeling is right or wrong, but man, there's a ton of stuff going on right now, and the West is going crazy. I mean, talk about the Western Conference urgency, man. Kevin Durant going to the Suns last night. All of the Western Conference teams are like, we got to get going with trying to improve our team after what the Suns just did. So, a Western Conference team, if I'm a Western Conference team right now, you should be putting forth your best package for one of the Raptors' core pieces because you want to try to get better to compete in the Wild Wild West. And if that means overpaying and you're a West team who's looking to compete now, you might have to. So that's why something could be cooking. A Western Conference team, man. Like, the Grizzlies haven't done anything. What the hell are the Grizzlies doing? I think the Pelicans still need to make a major move. But can the Grizzlies be cooking up something? Could the Warriors be cooking up something? The Warriors have not done anything. So, we're taking a break, guys. 2:30. Wow. This is going to set up a wild finish to this deadline. The Pistons are sending Kevin Knox to the Warriors as part of the multi-team deal that brings them James Wiseman. But Knox may be moved on to another team. Oh boy, the Warriors are cooking something, man. The Warriors are cooking something. Yeah, the Warriors have to be cooking something here, guys. Woj just said the Pistons are sending Kevin Knox to the Warriors as part of a multi-team deal that brings them James Wiseman. Knox may be moved onto another new team. Keywords, may be moved onto a new team. Crazy. We'll see, man. We'll see. Crazy, guys. Last half hour of the deadline. Hit that like button, guys. Subscribe to the channel if you aren't new. We got 235 in here. Guys, smash that sub button. Let's go. Let's get to 29.2K. I will have my full reaction to the Raptors deadline and what they end up doing. I know they already acquired Jakob Poeltl, but their full slate of moves, as there's still a half hour for them to make some moves in a video after the stream. It would unlikely be Poole. I think it would more likely be a package around Jonathan Kuminga. Because Jonathan Kuminga has that skill set that the Raptors like. I mean, although his three-point shooting is atrocious. Oh, man, you had me questioning my eye drop regimen. It's all good, bro. All right, anything else? Let's go. Man, I got to use the bathroom, but I don't want to leave my seat right now. Man, I love NBA trade deadline day. All right, nothing else for now. $29 and 55 seconds and counting away, guys. Holy smokes. Let's go. Let's go. What else is going to unravel here? This has been one of the craziest deadlines ever, and we still got a half hour left. So much stuff to break down, man. Yeah, Bobby Marks just said he likes everything what the Lakers have done. Lakers are the clear winners of the deadline. Like, the Suns obviously bringing in the most talented player of the deadline on their team. But when you look at the full scope of it, the Lakers won the deadline. Like, they literally pulled off magic to try to save their season. Bringing in guys 26 years old or younger, talented players to plug in around LeBron and AD. Got rid of a lot of questionable players like Westbrook, like Pat Bev. Lakers won the deadline. Or they're at least one of the winners of the deadline. I think the Suns, you got to put them as a winner too. I mean, they got KD for crying out loud. And yeah, the Clippers too. I think the Clippers had a really good deadline, getting guys like Gordon, Bones, Hyland. So both LA teams doing a good job. Yeah, Jay Crowder on the Bucks is big as well. Windhorst just said that's one of his winners. Flint for barbecue. All right, guys. Anything gonna happen? Is anything gonna happen at this point? Twitter is quiet right now. Still got time left. Yup. We got time left. Is anything gonna happen? Okay, let's hear what they say about the Raptors. Let me hear what Windhorst has to say. Let's see what Windhorst says. Wow. Yeah, so Bobby Mark just said Jakob Poeltl could be the lone move for the Raptors, and he says that packages for OG and other players on the Raptors could still be there in the summer. That's crazy, man. Yeah, I mean, I don't know. Who starts now for the Raptors? Who comes from off the bench? A lot of questions going to be had. Lowry situation all over again. Play out the rest of the season, then sign and trade in the offseason. Yeah. Appreciate you, Jaron. Appreciate you, man. All the best, bro. We'll see you soon. Yeah, I think the Raptors are done. Raptors are the biggest losers of the deadline. I mean, if the Raptors end up being a team that misses the playoffs entirely or they're a first round exit, all right, guys, we'll see, though. We still got 20 minutes. Still got 20 minutes. Can something happen here? Still nothing. The Raptors are, hey, what's going on, Muzzy Hoops? The Raptors always piss me off during the deadline. Yeah, bro, facts. Guys, go subscribe to Muzzy Hoops, man. He's got some great content going, and he's on the rise. He's been growing like crazy. He's got some dope videos. Go subscribe to him. But yeah, I agree with you, bro. I don't know how I feel about this, man. I'm going to have to do a video after this just to kind of put my thoughts in order. But if this is all the Raptors do, I'm surprised. I thought the Raptors were going to sell. I thought that we're going to offload an OG, a Fred, a Gary Trent Jr. and try to get picks and assets and try to capitalize on a desperate Western Conference team that's trying to compete right now in the Wild Wild West. But everybody thought the Raptors were going to sell. The Raptors pulled the fast one on everyone. The Raptors buy. They get Jakob Poeltl. Yes, they do get a much-needed center. But how far is this going to take the Raptors in the grand scheme of things? I don't know. In my opinion, I still think this is a team that's stuck in the middle. Jakob Poeltl, for as great as he is, and for as much as he's going to help this team, he doesn't move the needle. But we'll see. We'll see. We could still get a last-second deal here, but the Raptors appear to be rolling it again with this group for the next half a season to see if they can salvage this season. And then they're going to have to make some tough decisions this offseason. That's the thing that's tough, man, about the top six protected. Like, could you imagine the Raptors completely go off the rails here if they lose, and then you have, like, a top 5 pick, and then you got to give it away to the Spurs? It might be something you look back on many years from now, and you're like, oh, my God, I can't believe the Raptors did that, so. Hey, Gio knows. You on vacation, buddy? You're in Colombia. The Hornets are trading Mason Plumlee to the Clippers. Wow, the Clippers, man. Along with the Lakers, they made some moves. Some little moves. Boston's pretty quiet. They got Muscala. Bro, Clippers did John Wall so dirty. That has to be a meme. Raptors are becoming the next Wizards. Man, the Raptors, they're stuck in the middle right now, guys. I fear for it, but it doesn't look like the Raptors are going to do anything else. So, what is your take? What is your take on that, guys? The Raptors are buyers unexpectedly. They're not sellers, but they could very well end up being stuck in the middle here. I would have loved to have Mo Bamba. It's so crazy how there was so many trade rumors, and you mean to tell me nothing's gonna end up happening, guys? That's why, like, listen, I know it's an easy way to get like views and clicks, but that's why, like, with certain trade rumors, I don't find the need to report everything anymore because a lot of the times these things come out and they're just simply that. It doesn't end up happening. I mean, how much stuff came out about OG, about Fred VanVleet, about Gary Trent Jr., and like, it seems like nothing's going to end up happening. We still got 16 minutes, but man, I am genuinely surprised. I think this is a curveball because I really thought the Raptors were going to sell one of their core guys. But I guess the offseason it is. Masai and company are going to roll it back for this half a season, try to save it, try to get into the playoffs. And then I guess they'll reevaluate in the offseason. Wow, Raptors disappointing. Of course, I'm going to read a screen, bro. I don't have sources. Why am I going to spew reports that I have no intel on? I read from the best, and that is Woj and Shams. We've always been a develop our supporting cast and then add a specific piece. Mike Muscala is going to the Boston Celtics. Yup. Too much hype, nothing happened. All right, 14 minutes, guys. So unless there's a Hail Mary last second here, it seems that nothing's going to be happening for the Toronto Raptors. Clippers are sending Reggie Jackson to Charlotte. Wow. So the Clippers traded Reggie Jackson in the deal for Mason Plumlee. Yeah, I think the Clippers are gonna get Russ. I really do, especially trading Reggie Jackson. That is actually pretty shocking. I think they're gonna get Russ in the bio market. What a joke, Raptors. Last second trade possibly. Who's going to get traded next? Your guess is as good as mine. Your guess is as good as mine at this point. Yeah, I feel you. I try not to make too many vins of useless stuff, and some trades have nothing more to expect. Yeah, exactly, bro. Exactly. That's why I didn't speculate any potential trade with OG Fred because I knew in hindsight, I mean, it probably was not going to happen. The only thing I touched on was the KD stuff when it was available. Big loss for the Clippers. I'm very surprised they gave up Reggie like that. If they don't get Russ, I mean, yeah. Reggie Jackson was huge for them. We're still getting KD. Nope. We should have went for John Collins instead. All right, guys, 13 minutes. The countdown continuing on. I will have a Raptors vid up after this, giving you my full thoughts on the Raptors deadline. Because I only did a short on the Poeltl stuff. Hawks keeping John Collins. That was the other big name who was rumored. All right, guys. So we got 12 minutes. 12 minutes. So just to recap what the Raptors did. They traded for Jakob Poeltl. Now, a part of the deal, the Raptors give up Kem Birch, and they will give up a 2024 first-round pick. However, it's protected numbers 1 through 6 in 2024, 2025, and 2026. So that means if the Raptors are a team that's 1 through 6 in either of those drafts, they keep the pick. If it's outside of 6, the Spurs get the pick. And the Raptors also send an unprotected 2023 and 2025 second round pick as part of the deal. So that is what the Raptors have done at the moment. At the deadline, getting Jakob Poeltl. They protect their first round pick 1 through 6, but the second round picks are not protected. There's a lot of mixed reactions right now. People like it, people dislike it. And right now, it appears with 11 minutes to go, that seems to be the lone move for the Raptors this deadline. Unless something happens. Unless something happens here in the final minutes of the deadline. We got 10 minutes left. 10 minutes left. Oh, here we go. The Blazers are trading Gary Payton II to the Warriors for the 5 second-round picks. Yeah, OG's not getting traded. That's it. I don't think they're going to do anything. The Blazers, basically, the Warriors are trading their 5 second-round picks that they just got in the Pistons deal to bring back Gary Payton II. Oh, my goodness. That is hilarious. So they literally just swapped their second-round picks. That is crazy, man. Are you kidding me? The Blazers go and sign Gary Payton II only to give him back to the Warriors? That is so funny. The Blazers are a mess too, man. I have no idea what the hell they're trying to do over there in Portland. They are a mess. They give up Hart. They give up Gary Payton II, a guy who they signed for a ton of second-round picks. That's an L Warriors. Wiseman has so much potential. It's over, says Danny. Yeah, I thought those 5 second-round picks were going to probably come into play with an OG trade, but that is not the case, guys. Unless some miracle happens, Raptors, all they did was Poeltl. What is your reaction to that statement? I do like Gary Payton II, though, going back to the Warriors. I think he should have never, the Warriors should have retained him, and I think he's a great fit there, as he's proven already, since he's been there already. Masai's a one-time wonder. The Kawhi move was great. Nothing since then. The Lowry sign and trade was pretty solid too. I'll give him a lot of credit for that. Because fitness information, I mean, there's teams like the Blazers, the Wizards, sometimes they're stubborn in their approach and they end up being a middle of the pack team. And I really hope that doesn't happen with the Raptors. Yeah, all eyes are going to be in the offseason. If the Raptors continue, at least if the Raptors continue to fall under the radar and they suck, and let's just say they get a top 5 pick, they keep it. So that's the plus. Or even if it's like a number 8 pick or number 9 pick, they keep it for this year's draft. They keep their 2023 first round pick. So that is big. But, I mean, the Raptors did get better, in essence, bringing in Jakob Poeltl. They're not going to be bad where they're going to lose a ton of games, and they're probably going to miss out on a top 10 pick now. Like, I think the Raptors now with Poeltl they definitely probably get back into the play-in, and they could probably end up making the playoffs now. Yeah, he also picked Scotty instead of Suggs. The Raptors aren't going to lose any more games. Yeah, exactly. I was looking at the Raptors' next like 5-6 games. These guys are probably going to go on a winning streak. Yeah, guys, it looks like nothing else is going to happen. 6 minutes to go. All right, guys, is any magical trade going to happen in the next 5 minutes? I think it's done. I don't think there's going to be a trade. I think that that Warriors trade for Gary Payton II, giving up all their second-round picks, that basically solidified it for me. Raptors aren't trading OG. They're running it back. But now what happens to all that talk and speculation that the Raptors had issues with each other and that these players didn't get along? Like, if that was in fact true, how are these guys going to see eye to eye now and, you know, finish off the season strong? I have no idea. But yeah, it looks like, well, that's crazy, man. Raptors were set to do so much in terms of selling their guys, and it looks like they aren't. All right, guys, 3 minutes. I think it's done. Yeah, we're 3 minutes away. It's done. They're going to commercial break on NBA Today. If something was really brewing, I don't think they would cut the commercial now. But that might be it, guys. That might be it. After all of that speculation, the Toronto Raptors trade for Jakob Poeltl and nothing else. Those issues were blown out of proportion for the sake of clickbait titles. I knew Raps weren't saying much to the deadline. Any last second Hail Mary, guys. 2 minutes. Well, it seems like Twitter's pissed off with the Raptors' lack of moves. Farewell to the Canadian legend Ken Burge. Raptors better go on a 5-game winning streak or they suck. Spurs going hard for Wemby, as they should. Bulls did nothing. The fact that we got Jakob for Kem is a hell of a trade. Yeah, but you got to take the picks into consideration. This is delusional Raptors. Bills did nothing. At least we made a move. I hope something else happens. Is Jakob playing today against the old team? They played yesterday, bro. Raptors don't play today. He probably will be back. He probably will be on the Raptors tomorrow. Twitter is always mad. Yeah, that's true. Teams have been playing better, playing with better chemistry without OG. Terrible trade. Fred and Trent signing or walking. Yeah, Raptors Twitter won't look too nice at all. Yeah. I was actually surprised because usually Raptors Twitter is in favor of keeping players, but that was not the case this deadline. It seemed like a lot of people were on the train of the Raptors selling and blowing this thing up. But yeah, guys, that's it. No big trade for the Raptors. Got a minute left technically, but what do you think? Are you happy the Raptors didn't blow it up? Or are you upset? I gotta get my thoughts in a row. I will have a video giving my full reaction. I'm just trying to process everything now. So, Masai, we don't trust. LOL. This is BS. Yeah, it's over. It's 3 o'clock. It's done. Yeah, 10 seconds away. Raptors make the trade. It's over. Happy New Year. The trade deadline is over for 2023. After all that speculations, the Raptors don't sell. They keep their core pieces and So, guys, Raptors losers a trade deadline, winners. What do you guys think? I mean, a lot of people thought this team was going to sell. A lot of y'all need counseling after today. Yeah, I'm the first guy who's going to be in the counselor's line. We upgraded the roster. Let's be real. We needed a center, and Jakob fits a consistent double-double. We may be behind the bio market. This is where I'm coming from. I'm kind of torn because I do like the move for Jakob Poeltl, and I think he's going to help this team immensely. But you look at this Raptors team, and you can't help but think they still feel like they're stuck in the middle. Like, this is a team that, for as much as they upgraded by finally getting the center, they're still not in the same tier as the Bucks, the Celtics, the Sixers. So that's how I look at it. It's crazy, guys. It's crazy. Yeah, I'm just reading the reactions on Twitter. It's true. I mean, okay, the Raptors are probably going to make the play-in now because they did get better with Poeltl. They probably get into the playoffs, but are the Raptors going to win a first-round playoff matchup? Terrible deadline, terrible deadline. We should trade Fred. Jakob does make us a lot better. I agree. Yes, we need a true center. But again, in the grand scheme of things, does it just further prevent this team? And then what? Make the playoffs, lose in 6. This team sucks. Who gives a about making the playoffs if you're not going to do anything? Fred is not signing with us after this season. That's the other thing too, man. I think they made a mistake with Fred because I don't see Fred taking less than the 30 to 35 million. The Raptors would be out of their minds to give Fred 30 to 35 million. Raptors management in love with these players, and today it showed. We're a mid-play-in team with Jakob. Then again, maybe no one was offering us anything above a 20 to 30 first-round pick. Playing for what? Terrible deadline. Raptors are going to make the playoffs in the top 6. Yeah, from what I'm seeing, I wouldn't have taken any of those trades from OG. Gonna stop watching games. I just heard the Raptors traded super fat Nav. Fred is gone for sure. Yeah. I mean, could you imagine the Raptors trade paying 35 mil for Fred? Orlando's giving Fred the max. That's it, guys. Raptors, after all that, don't make any moves. Well, they do get a move. They get a true center, but I mean, they don't make any selling moves. Rather. Why do we not get Bones Hyland? Can we get SGA? Yeah, I'm disappointed about no Bones. What are we doing? The Raptors bought, man. Unexpectedly, the Raptors end up being buyers. Who'd have thought? Later, George. Nah, this trade's decent. It shelters Koloko as he develops into the backup we need. Which top East team has the Raptors not beaten with Poeltl? Masai probably has off-season plans. We don't see the whole picture probably. They should have at least traded Fred VanVleet. Let's get the pitchforks ready and chat fire Masai Ujiri. Zach Lowe just said if he's the Clippers, he's thinking really hard about adding Russ. And yeah, they lost Reggie Jackson. I know I'm getting off topic here, but he said something pretty interesting. You might have to go get Russ if you're the Clippers. And Russ would be reunited with Paul George. Yeah, so who's coming off the bench? Who's coming off the bench? It's going to probably be Gary or OG, right? You're not going to bench Jakob. You're not going to bench Siakam. You're not going to bench Fred. You're not going to bench Scotty. So, yeah. Scotty and Precious coming off the bench is D-Rack. Well, I guess the tank's officially done. Raptors are not bad enough to tank now. This team will not be tanking. Yeah, the deadline's over. It is over. I mean, benching Scotty, really? Like, you want to bench Scotty Barnes with the way he's been coming along? I don't know about that. We just need DeRozan to the Lakers. I'm behind Raps 100%. We're a good team. What if OG gets traded to the Knicks? Well, trades are done. No more trades are happening. Why wouldn't we bench Poeltl? I think we'll be dependent on the team we face. No, last minute trades. At this point, it's done. Nothing's coming in. Well, Raptors are trending on Twitter, guys. Let's see what Twitter's saying. Yeah, Woj just said the Raptors never turned out to be sellers. Adding Jakob Poeltl on deadline day, they'll have to make some harder decisions in the offseason. But Masai Ujiri and Bobby Webster tested and learned more about the value of several players. That is from Woj. So it looks like the Raptors are going to make the harder decisions this offseason. And maybe it came down to, yeah, the Raptors not getting what they truly wanted at the deadline and them standing pat because of that. We knew Masai was not going to rush a deal. So I guess the Raptors are going to run it back for this half a season, see how it plays out. And if all things fail, they'll have tougher decisions to make in the offseason. But they could lose Gary Trent Jr. and Fred VanVleet for nothing. That is the big thing, as both of them are about to enter unrestricted free agency. And Jakob Poeltl, for crying out loud. Jakob Poeltl is an unrestricted free agent. I totally forgot, but that's a big component to it. Sit60 just said, worst Raptors deadline in a very long time. I have no idea what this franchise is doing right now. So there is mixed reactions right now, guys. There is a whole side of people saying this is horrible, and there's a whole side of people saying that the Raptors did well. So time will tell. Waste of time this deadline. But why are we surprised by this? It's such a Toronto tradition during trade deadline. Never do much. That's true. That is true, Toronto Yardy. Our ceiling hasn't increased at all, just saying. I just find it hard to believe that no team in the West put together a compelling enough package. Like the Grizzlies and the Pelicans, especially with everything that was going on. Had the day off for trade deadline for nothing. Will Yaka play tonight? Raptors play tomorrow, I think, right? They play the Jazz tomorrow. The Suns are going tough in the West with Devin Booker, Chris Paul, Kevin Durant. But we weren't forcing it. If there wasn't a good deal, not good enough, not worth it. Dang, could go both ways. Raptors are officially done. Masai Ujiri will speak with the press at 4 p.m. Well, we'll see if the Raptors can go on a run here. But listen, Masai Ujiri said it himself, right? Masai Ujiri said it himself when he said playing for what? Right now, the Raptors are a couple of games back of the play-in. They're not even in the play-in tournament. So, based on that logic, a lot of people thought Raptors were going to sell. They don't. They buy. We'll see how the rest of the season plays out now, guys. The problem with Masai is probably getting greedy and demanding more picks and players for OG. Kevin Durant trade was a reasonable deal. Luca, what do you think about the Bulls? Weird, very weird, man. That is a team that's also not going anywhere. I mean, I thought they were either going to buy or sell. They didn't either. Yes, Masai is a savage when it comes to trades. I suspect that in his mind. OG equals Kawhi, so requests are too high. That is a good point. How much of it, too, is, yeah, like, them just being unrealistic with some of the deals? That could be a part of it, right? Yeah, the deadline's over. Raptors equal bums. Biggest trade deadline winners, Lakers, Suns, Nets. Clippers 2. Actually, Clippers still need a guard, a point guard. If they do end up buying Westbrook, that'll be good for them. But definitely agree with the Lakers and the Suns. Back to the Tampa season. Probably not, man, because the Raptors are not going to be bad enough to lose these games. They got one of the easiest, I think they have the easiest schedule in the NBA for the rest of the way, so. I hate to have to be a supporter of this team. Damn, bro, great job, Masai. You lost Gary Trent Jr. and Fred. Raptors aren't attacking anything, bro. They're not getting the bio market. Who would I have traded? I've been saying it since day one. Okay, I get you're patient with OG. And listen, the same trades for OG will be available this summer. That's an excellent point. I'm not mad about that. But I really felt that the Raptors should have traded Fred VanVleet and tried to get something for him back in return, because this offseason, you're going to have many big decisions. You got Jakob Poeltl, who's an unrestricted free agent. Fred VanVleet's an unrestricted free agent. Gary Trent Jr., who's an unrestricted free agent. You could potentially lose all three of those players for nothing. Now, in all likelihood, the Raptors are probably going to bring up back 2 out of the 3. But it's probably going to be, in my opinion, Poeltl, because you just traded for him, and then either Fred or Gary. And I would think the Raptors would be more inclined to keep Gary. So, yeah, you could potentially lose Fred for nothing, right? And I don't, like, the thing with OG is, again, I find it hard to believe that a Western Conference team didn't offer a ton for OG, given how the West is kind of in a scramble right now. But maybe they didn't, right? We don't know what goes on behind closed doors. And then there was all that stuff about OG reportedly being unhappy. Yeah, that's the question now asking. Yeah, exactly. Sacred Spirit. Can we sign and trade Fred, or will he just walk? That is a possibility, but I mean, if a team comes along and offers Fred the max, like Orlando, I'm on Twitter right now, just looking at more reaction over what the Raptors just did. People are cooking him. People are cooking Masai and Bobby right now. This guy's like, Masai and Bobby are frauds. Haven't done a damn thing since the chip year. Nobody gives them any shit for a pathetic job they've done with the Raptors. The Raptors traded 3 picks and potentially a high first round for an unrestricted free agent who's mid. They now have 3 unrestricted free agents they can't afford. Yeah, the money's not going to add up. The money's not going to add up. The Raptors might have just put themselves in a huge situation this summer. Overall, yeah, I'm surprised with the direction that the Raptors took. I really thought this team was going to sell. And the Raptors, I think, in essence, just created bigger problems and questions in the future than they did solutions. So, OG value is an all-time high, though. Would you do this trade? OG Malachi Flynn, Dyson Down, Herb Jones, first round. They have the bird rates if they need it. They can pay them all. Raptors trade the mascot to the locker room. OG will not be happy with the Raptors. This is a 2-year holdback. The Messiah and Bobby mentality. Buy high, sell low. This trade deadline is a joke. Bobby needs to go. They can go all of the cap for 3 players. For the next 5 years, the Raptors will be a mediocre team. I feel like the Raptors wouldn't do what they did unless they knew something else was up. Maybe we'll see a fire sale. Raptors have a team that is not supposed to be losing all those games. Let's look forward. This guy worth $30 million a year. That guy worth $30 million. Blah blah. If that's why we're under. Raptors trade a super fan now. Probably because we won 3 in a row. But yeah, look who you beat though. You beat the Spurs, the Grizzlies, who were missing starters. Front office dropped the ball hard, says James. Pat Garrett just said the Raptors have the worst deadline in the league along with the Lakers. Okay, I don't agree. The Lakers didn't have a bad deadline. Everyone's going to make fun of the Raptors. Yeah, the Lakers had an awesome deadline. That's a stupid take. This whole Raptor experiment could be genius or end up really ugly. Yup. Fred's going to get what he wants. There's going to be a bad team that's going to be willing to pay him. It could just be a matter of these players don't fit together well, Wilfred. It's funny because you take all these Raptor core pieces and you put them on contenders. Those contenders become a hell of a lot better. The Raptors got a good collection of players, but I don't think it's necessarily a good fit to win a championship. Why are we holding back, says Rio. I'm interested to see what Masai has to stay at 4 p.m. Boucher probably gone 2 next season. Lakers, Suns, and Brooklyn Nets got everything they wanted. Yeah, they had good deadlines, man. I think the Lakers are the real winners of the deadline. Like, they really shaped up their roster, man. It was a last hurrah for them. They needed to do what they did. Or else LeBron, he would have been pissed. Like, they really saved their season. Now they got to go out and win. But the moves that they made, they saved their season. All that noise for nothing. If this goes wrong, people are looking at this as holding out for too long or missing your chance. What is our culture? Cheering for a mid-team that's not going to contribute to playoff wins. This is so sad. I'd be a Rockets fan right now. I don't think they plan to sell. I wanted to talk about winners and losers, but right now they're power ranking the Western Conference teams. Bench mob now starting mob. This can be the year the Lakers can win a championship. All right, guys. Well, damn, these comments ruthless as Aiden fam. Yeah, no, a lot of people are not happy with it. And anyways, guys, I'm going to log out here. I'm going to get my thoughts in a row. I'm going to drop a video on the Raptors trade deadline in essence. But just to recap, the Toronto Raptors, they trade for Jakob Poeltl, but that is it. They don't end up selling. They buy. And this is a team that will run with this current group plus Jakob Poeltl the rest of the way. So I want to thank everybody for joining me for today's trade deadline. Hit a like, subscribe on your way out. This is Luca Rosano of LR Live. Thank you guys so much for watching. And yeah, go look at the reactions on NBA Twitter right now, as this was one of the greatest NBA trade deadlines probably ever. A lot went down, and we will see how these new teams look in the second half of the season. Anyways, guys, thank you so much for watching, and I'll catch you all again in the next one. Peace out, guys. Have a great rest of your day.